Welcome to an extraordinary journey of self-discovery and liberation. In this video, we'll explore the power that resides within you to transform your relationships and heal your heart. Discover how you can identify harmful patterns, establish healthy boundaries, and cultivate the self-love you deserve. If you yearn for a life filled with meaningful and satisfying connections, don't miss this revealing guide that will provide you with the necessary tools to free yourself from toxic relationships and attract the true love you deserve. In this complex and challenging world, it's easy to get lost in the web of unhealthy relationships. We find ourselves trapped in cycles of pain, guilt, and self-deception, believing that we don't deserve better or that change is impossible. But what if I told you that you have the power to transform your reality and free yourself from the bonds that keep you captive? The key to achieving this transformation lies in self-knowledge and self-love. As the wise Buddha said, your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. When we delve into the deepest corners of our being, when we confront our fears, insecurities, and behavioral patterns, we begin to understand the roots of our tolerance for toxic relationships. Perhaps we cling to the idea that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve to be loved and respected. Or maybe, the fear of loneliness and change paralyzes us, making us believe that it's better to settle for crumbs of affection than to face the unknown. But, my dear companions, these limiting beliefs are illusions that keep us from our true potential. It's time to challenge these thoughts and embrace the undeniable truth of our intrinsic value. As the philosopher and poet Rumi expressed, you are a drop of the ocean of consciousness. Remember your greatness. Each of us is a unique and precious being, deserving of love, respect, and happiness. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. To free ourselves from toxic relationships, we must cultivate the courage to face our fears and take action. Fear is a disguised teacher, challenging us to grow and expand beyond our comfort zones. Embrace that fear, recognize it as a sign that you're about to take a quantum leap towards your emotional freedom. I remember a time in my own life when I found myself trapped in a relationship that drained me physically and emotionally. I felt small, insignificant, and worthless. It was only when I began to question my limiting beliefs and cultivate self-love that I found the strength to say enough. I learned that true love doesn't hurt, doesn't minimize, and doesn't control. True love liberates, nurtures, and elevates. And this is where the power of visualization and manifestation comes into play. Imagine for a moment how your life would be if you freed yourself from the bonds of that toxic relationship. Visualize a version of yourself full of peace, joy, and self-confidence. Feel the lightness in your heart, the clarity in your mind, and the vibrant energy in your body. Allow yourself to dream of a life where you are loved, respected, and valued for who you are. Now, take that vision and turn it into your reality. As the great spiritual teacher Neville Goddard taught, imagination is the creative power of God and man. When you focus your mind on what you desire, when you feel it as if it were already real, you are aligning your energy with that reality and attracting it to you. But manifestation is not just about visualizing, it's also about acting accordingly. You must take concrete steps towards your liberation, whether it's establishing clear boundaries, seeking therapeutic support, or making the brave decision to end the relationship. Remember, every action you take towards your well-being is an act of self-love and courage. As you progress on this journey of liberation, it's natural to feel guilt or remorse. Guilt is an emotion that keeps us tied to the past and prevents us from moving towards a brighter future. But, my friends, guilt is nothing more than an illusion. You are not responsible for the actions or happiness of others. Your only responsibility is to be true to yourself and your own path of growth. Embrace compassion towards yourself and those who have hurt you. Recognize that they too are struggling with their own demons and limitations. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve the peace and freedom that comes with forgiveness. As spiritual leader Deepak Chopra said, forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it does enlarge the future. As we delve deeper into the process of freeing ourselves from toxic relationships and cultivating healthy ones, it's crucial to understand the role of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, EI, refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. This skill is fundamental in creating and maintaining healthy, fulfilling relationships. Daniel Goleman, a psychologist who popularized the concept of emotional intelligence, identifies 5 key components of EI. Self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions. Self-regulation, the ability to manage and control your emotions. Motivation, the drive to pursue goals with energy and persistence. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Social skills, the ability to build and manage relationships effectively. Developing these aspects of emotional intelligence can significantly enhance your ability to navigate relationships and avoid toxic patterns. For instance, greater self-awareness allows you to recognize when you're falling into unhealthy behaviors or tolerating disrespect. Improved self-regulation helps you respond to conflicts in a constructive manner rather than reacting impulsively. Moreover, empathy and social skills are crucial in building deep, meaningful connections with others. When you can truly understand and relate to others' feelings, you create a foundation of mutual understanding and respect. This empathy also helps you recognize when someone is genuinely caring and when they're manipulating your emotions. To develop your emotional intelligence, practice mindfulness. Regular mindfulness meditation can enhance your ability to observe and understand your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Keep an emotion journal. Regularly recording and reflecting on your emotional experiences can increase your self-awareness. Develop empathy. Make a conscious effort to understand others' perspectives and feelings. This not only improves your relationships but also helps you recognize genuine care and concern. Learn to manage stress. Develop healthy coping mechanisms for stress, such as deep breathing exercises or physical activity. Seek feedback. Ask trusted friends or mentors for honest feedback about your emotional responses and interpersonal skills. By developing your emotional intelligence, you'll be better equipped to recognize toxic patterns early, establish healthy boundaries, and cultivate relationships that truly nurture and support you. Another crucial aspect of healing from toxic relationships and building healthier ones is the practice of self-compassion. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, concern, and support you'd show to a good friend. This practice is especially important when dealing with the aftermath of toxic relationships, as we often internalize negative messages and blame ourselves for the mistreatment we've endured. Dr. Kristen Neff, a pioneer in the study of self-compassion, identifies 3 core components of self-compassion. Self-kindness versus self-judgment, being gentle and understanding with ourselves rather than harshly critical. Common humanity versus isolation, recognizing that suffering and personal inadequacy is part of the shared human experience, rather than feeling isolated. Mindfulness versus over-identification, observing our negative thoughts and emotions with openness and clarity, without suppressing or exaggerating them. Practicing self-compassion can be transformative in the healing process. It allows us to acknowledge our pain without getting caught up in self-blame or shame. It helps us recognize that we're not alone in our struggles and that making mistakes or experiencing difficulties doesn't make us unworthy of love and respect. Moreover, self-compassion provides a secure base from which we can explore our experiences, learn from them, and grow. When we're compassionate with ourselves, we're more likely to take risks, try new things, and set healthy boundaries, all crucial steps in breaking free from toxic patterns and building healthier relationships. To cultivate self-compassion, practice self-compassion meditation. Guided meditations focusing on self-compassion can help you develop a kinder inner voice. Write a self-compassionate letter. When you're struggling, write a letter to yourself from the perspective of a loving, compassionate friend. Use compassionate self-talk. When you notice self-criticism, try to reframe your thoughts in a more compassionate way. Treat yourself as you would a good friend. When facing difficulties, ask yourself how you would treat a friend in the same situation, and offer yourself the same kindness. Recognize common humanity. Remind yourself that everyone struggles and makes mistakes. You're not alone in your imperfections. By cultivating self-compassion, you create a strong foundation for healing and growth. You learn to value yourself intrinsically, making it less likely that you'll tolerate mistreatment or settle for less than you deserve in relationships. As we conclude this exploration of freeing ourselves from toxic relationships and cultivating healthier ones, remember that you are embarking on a lifelong journey of growth and discovery. Each day presents new opportunities to deepen your understanding, refine your practices, and expand your capacity for love and connection. Embrace this process with patience and compassion for yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Remember, the universe is not testing you but teaching you, guiding you towards the fullest expression of your potential for love and happiness. As you move forward on this path, carry with you the words of the great poet Maya Angelou: "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." Your past experiences do not define you. You have the power to shape your future and create the loving, respectful relationships you deserve. May your journey be filled with profound insights, joyful discoveries, and the realization of deep, meaningful connections. The universe awaits your transformation. Are you ready to embrace it? And as you free yourself from the bonds of toxic relationships, you'll discover a new version of yourself emerging from the ashes. A stronger, wiser, and more compassionate version. You'll realize that you are capable of loving and being loved in a healthy and authentic way. You'll attract people who value and respect you for who you are, and together you'll create connections based on trust, mutual support, and growth. Thank you for joining me on this voyage of liberation and self-discovery. May your path be filled with love, courage, and wisdom. Remember, the power to create the life of your dreams resides within you. Dare to be free, dare to love, and dare to be the best version of yourself.